you. Well, you know how you go to baseball games and everybody has a walk-up song when they go to bat? Well, I've always wanted to do that. So can you indulge me for a second?
Yeah.
I thought that would make you feel less nervous. I was wrong about that. Well, I was born a poor black child. There's my dad. I'm a smoker. Smoker, people. That's what happens when you go to Tower 11. You're dark. So, now for something completely different. So I too was born poor, It's a real thing. I was brought up in Garden Grove. I know people like to call it Garbage Grove, but I own a property there, so I don't. But my mom, she was an alcoholic, and she liked to save a little money because we were poor, and she liked to cut my hair. And if you had the problems like I had, you drink too. If you had the job like I had, you drink too. Well, if you had the haircut like I had, so at 8 years old, I got my first flask, my Scooby-Doo thermos, and this is loud. Right, honey?
Oh, she's good.
So yeah, eventually I moved from a single wide trailer to a double wide. Became a trailer park snob. 2 trailer park girls go run the outside, run the outside, run the outside. Woo! Okay. So in high school, I like to drink a lot, and I never knew what was going to happen once I started drinking. So I used to go to the thrift store and buy some. Speaking of drinking. It gets dry up here. I go to the thrift store and buy some polyester pants. And I had my sister sew them about 1 inch too small for me. So I could only put them on, and I was the only one, more importantly, that could take them off. And I called them my blackout pants. Because when I black out, I'd come to, my pants would still be on. And so, when you're a good little Christian girl, that's important. So, anyway, there was this guy, Barry Newton, in high school. He was really popular. And one time I was at a kegger at a house, and we were in the bedroom, and you know what? He whipped it out. And I'm like, I'm a good little Christian girl. I didn't know what I was going to do with that thing. So I grabbed some lotion off the side of the table, and I thought I'd help him out a little bit, and it turned out to be Ben Gay. So he jumped out the second-story window into the pool. I wasn't mean. I mean, how do you make amends for that, right? That's not the worst that I've ever heard, though. I did have this sponsor in LA. Her name was Karen Garrison, and she was the hummingbird, right? Well, she was a nurse at a hospital, and she found out that her husband had cheated on her. So you know what she did? She waited till he fell asleep, he passed out on the couch, and she super glued his hand to his penis. They had to remove it at the very hospital that she was a nurse at. The hand, not the penis. True story. So anybody here from Long Beach?
Woo!
Yeah? Let's hear it for Long Beach. I hate Long Beach. Shut up. So, my experience with Long Beach is this. So I was leaving the club, the Deja Vu or something like that, and I'm stumbling around, I'm drunk, I can't find my car. Like, how many of us have lost our cars, right? It's a real thing. I mean, they made a movie about it, right? Dude, where's my car? So I'm stumbling around, and all of a sudden I see this spotlight on me. And I'm like a cockroach when you turn on that light in the kitchen. I just take off running, right? And the cops, they don't like it when you run, okay? So with just a little lesson from Pam, don't run from the cops. So anyway, they arrested me and threw me in the Long Beach jail. They're like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, ah. So anyway, the next weekend, I'm like, Long Beach is a bust, right? So I go up to LA, I'm at the Whiskey A Go-Go, I'm partying again. And this time I found my car, and I'm speeding down the 405. Well, one thing I learned from my dad, he used to like to drive drunk, and he'd drive really slow. I mean, he'd be like thinking he's getting below the radar, you know? But he had 3 DUIs. So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna do the opposite. When I get in my car and I'm drunk, I go as fast as I can because I'm on the road less time, right? Less chance of getting caught. I mean, it's only logical. Anyway, I'm driving down the 405. I get arrested again for speeding and drunk driving. End up in the Long Beach jail 2 weekends in a row. They're all, hey, Pam is back. I hate Long Beach. So anyway, one time I'm in my garage dancing away, and this guy walks by. I just wanted to tell you about, this is the last job I had right before I got sober. So I'm dancing in my garage, and this guy walks by, and he's all, hey, you're a really good dancer. You should get a job at the bar I like to go to. I'm like, really? So I go down to this place in downtown Santa Ana. It's called the Chi Chi Club. Can you believe they hired me? I think so. Right? Anyway, as soon as I got sober, my sponsor told me I had to quit that job. She said, you need an honorable job. So I started selling encyclopedias door to door in places like Fresno. And if you don't know what an encyclopedia is, it's like Google on paper, all you millenniums. So anyway, my last job, I was a funeral director's assistant. And a lot of people were dying to get into that. But it was a dead-end job, so I quit. So I love to throw parties. Anybody here ever been in my house for a party? Woo! Yeah, let's hear it. Well, let's just be honest, okay? I love wedding receptions. I have a little hobby. It's called getting married. And so I've had 5 successful marriages. High five. Give me a bug. 5. Successful because nobody died. My current husband says that all women are bi. Some sexual, some polar. Guess which one I am? I am bipolar with psychotic features, which means that sometimes I like to get naked when I get arrested or go to a psych ward. And you know, when they release you in that paper outfit, you know what I'm talking about, right? Anyway, just a food for thought. Only impatient people get skid marks. And anyway, I did take my medication last night, and you're welcome.